there, I'm photographer David Bergman, and this is 2-Minute Tips for Adorama TV. Today's tip is about creating cool images using the multiple exposure function in your camera. Back in the early film days, multiple exposures were often created only by accident when the film wasn't advancing properly. Photographers soon realized they could do this on purpose to create interesting artistic photos. Many digital cameras, thankfully, now have this function built in so that we can create multiple exposure images right in the camera. Now look, I realize if you have the time, you can do this with more control in the computer, but I think it's really fun to challenge yourself and do them in camera. You might find that your camera has various ways to digitally combine multiple images, but today we're going to work with the mode that Canon calls additive. Simply shoot 2 frames and they will layer on top of each other, just like if you were shooting 2 exposures on the same frame of film. In this mode, you'll see how things work in the lighter and darker parts of your image. When the 2 images are put together, the brighter part of either photo basically wins out. So white will stay white no matter what the other exposure looks like. You can really see both exposures better if they both have darker tones. To demonstrate, I'm going to take a picture of my friend Stacy here in the park. I'm photographing her against a bright sky so that the background is pretty much solid white. I added in a little flash to lighten the front of her face, while the rest of her head and hair stays dark. For my second frame, I want to get some texture, maybe some tree leaves or these rocks on the ground. When combined in camera, the texture is more visible in the darker areas, while mostly staying off the front of her face and the background. Pretty cool looking. I can also use live view to help line up the images exactly how I want them. The key here is to shoot a lot of frames until you get 1 or 2 that you love. There really are no rules, and there are other modes in the camera to experiment with. So play around with multiple exposures and you can get some interesting images that harken back to the early days of shooting film. Thanks for joining me today on Adorama TV. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing videos, follow me on social media @David Bergman, and visit the Adorama Learning Center for lots of other great tips and tricks.